Hello amazing people, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to share with you quickly how to make this amazing beautiful trending bag on your screens. Stay tuned as we get started. So you will need your beads as usual. These are not sugar beads, they are not round beads, like they look like crystals. Okay, and then you need your scissors for cutting, and of course your thread. I'm using 0.7 mm. All right, so let's get started. As for the bead matting, I believe you guys know the basics because I kind of repeat it every time in my videos. Okay, so I'll leave you to watch it. Okay, if you know how to do it already, you can skip this part, but please don't skip my art. Okay, don't skip the art, as that's where I get little commission to buy beads to do more designs. Okay, yeah, so if you already know how to do the bead matting part, you can quickly skip to where the main project starts. Okay, that's where I attach the back to the metal. Sorry I didn't show you the metal in the video. Okay, that's the clasp that I'm going to use for the bag, but it's rather unfortunate that I can't add any music in the background as you are watching this part, because anytime I try it they give me a copyright claim, so I have stopped. So kindly watch this part quickly. So in all you have to get 31 by 16. Okay, you can do 31 by 15. Yes, so this is where the main work starts from. So this is the metal clasp that I'm going to use, and this is our bead matting. Okay, like I said earlier, 31 by 15. This is 16, but you can make it 15 depending on how big you want your bag to be. Right, so I'm going to now attach the bead matting to the metal. Okay, so I'll count 5 and fold. So the 31, I have 5 each at each side, and then the biggest part, as the longest part, is 21. Okay, but if you're using smaller beads, it might differ, so you'll have to measure while you're doing the bead mat. You measure it with the metal. Okay, so I didn't do it according to the holes on the metal, but you should be measuring it while you're doing it. Okay, hope that is clear. So now I will take the thread that is towards me, not the one in my hand right now. Okay, this very one. Okay, and enter. So with this thread I will enter the first hole. Okay, the very first hole, this one, right? So I'll just pick the thread and enter it downwards. Okay, So you just have to adjust your bag or your work while working. Okay, so you get it as firm as you want it to be. So here I'll just adjust the thread so that the beads gets closer to the metal, right? And then with that same thread, I will enter the second hole, okay, upwards. I will come up from the second hole, that's the next hole, okay, yeah. Okay, so I will then use the other side of the thread to enter the second hole downwards, okay. So you use the thread down to come up and then you use the one up to go down like that. So it's like you are crossing your threads in the holes, okay. You understand it more while we continue. But hope you understood this very first part. You can go back a little to watch that part again. But as we move on, you'll get it better. So I will enter the next bead and also the next hole. Hope that is understood. Then you enter the next bead and then the next hole downwards. Okay, so like you are seeing right now, I have entered the next hole downwards. I will then use my thread, the one down. Okay, so let me turn it this way so you can see it better, to cross the other thread, okay, so that it will also come up. So you enter the next bead, you enter the next hole downwards, and then you use the thread that is down to also come up, okay. So you enter the next bead, okay, so I'll enter the next bead and then enter the next hole as well, right, to come down. And then with the thread that is down, I will enter that same hole that we have the other thread coming down from, like this, okay. So you cross your threads through the next hole. All right, I believe if you're watching it carefully, you've understood it now, but I will still explain it a little more, okay. So you enter the next bead, and you enter the next hole, and then use the thread that is down to also come up through the same hole where the other thread is, right? And then it continues like that. So you see here that this particular bead has covered the next hole, okay. It has covered the next one, and then you're going to see this while you're doing it. So you still enter that bead, the next bead, and then you rather enter the the hole in front of it, okay, not particularly the next hole, because that is where the bead has covered. So you skip that hole and then you enter the next hole. Hope that is clear, because you're going to see that more often. So like you've seen here, we skipped one hole this time, okay. So as you work around it, you're going to see that you get to a point where the bead will cover one of the holes, and then you have to skip that hole, you enter the bead, and then you enter the next hole, okay. Yeah, so I'll count 5 here and fold at the end as well. So I have 5 here, 5 here, and then the main side, this part is 21, so that makes it 31. But like I said, if you're working with sugar beads, if you're working with bigger pearls, any kinds of beads, it depends on how big or small the bead is. What you'll want to do is, when you are doing it, you are starting with the bead matting, you do one line, and then as you're doing that one line, you measure it with your metal so that it will be okay. You will get the same measurement as the metal. Okay, yeah, so I will just continue with the same process. You enter the next bead and then the next hole downwards, and then you use the thread that is down to also come out from that same hole. Okay, so it is as simple as that. Please, if you watched the video up to this point and you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. And when you subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video. I mean, there are two ways to do this bag, with this type of metal clasp. Okay, and then my next video, that is what I'm going to show you. So you don't want to miss that. Please subscribe, hit on notification bell so that you'll be notified when I upload that video or any other helpful videos. Okay, and then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, you share, you leave any comment, and then I'll respond to you, right? So continue watching this video and we shall meet at the end. Whilst I'm done with this part, I'll go ahead and fix the other part as well. Okay, so I already have that already made, so I'll just go ahead and fix that part as well. Like I said, there are two ways. You can either fold the sides like I've done, or you do it straight, and while doing the first line you use it to measure your metal clasp so that you won't exceed the length or you fall short. I mean, if you get it shorter you can still add more, but what if it's longer than the holes on the clasps? Yeah, so let's continue. So I am done fixing both sides like you're seeing. Now if it has come out very nice, so I'm going to close this part as well as this part. Okay, yeah, so I mean that is that, and then I have already made this tube to cover the down part. Yeah, and when all these are done, then we are good to go. So I am done closing this side. I use two lines to cover it. I mean, you can just close it up, it depends on you, or you can leave some space like I have done. So yeah, here is the outcome. I mean, I believe you guys can do the handle. So thank you so much for watching and staying with me. See you in my next video. Bye bye.